म्हस्कर, शी
होय
इज
होय.
ऑलरेडी शी इज ऍक्च्युली आता सोलापूरमध्ये तिची मीटिंग चालू आहे ॲज वी डिस्कस.
बर बर.
चला 30 झाले, वेळ झाली. ओके.
पूर्वा करा सुरुवात.
नमस्कार. महाराष्ट्र राज्य उच्च व तंत्र शिक्षण विभाग, महाराष्ट्र माहिती तंत्रज्ञान सहायता केंद्र यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने सुरू असणारा करिअर कट्टा हा उपक्रम आणि गर्जी मराठी ग्लोबल यांच्या सहकार्याने सुरू असलेली ही संवाद शृंखला, या संवाद शृंखलेच्या आजच्या या 13व्या सत्रामध्ये मी पूर्वा वानखळे आपल्या सर्वांचं मनस्वी एकदा स्वागत करते. तसेच या संवाद शृंखलेच्या 13व्या सत्रात उपस्थित महाराष्ट्र माहिती तंत्रज्ञान सहायता केंद्राचे अध्यक्ष माननीय श्री यशवंत शितोडे सर, तसेच गर्जे मराठी ग्लोबलचे अध्यक्ष माननीय श्री आनंद गानू सर, तसेच आजचे गेस्ट स्पीकर म्हणून आपल्याला लाभलेले माननीय मोहन वाघ सर, तसेच उपस्थित सर्व प्राचार्य प्रवर्तक, तसेच जिल्हा प्रवर्तक, तसेच जिल्हा नियोजन समितीचे सर्व पदाधिकारी आणि विद्यार्थी मित्र हो, मी सर्वांचं आपलं स्वागत करते. आणि आजच्या या संवाद शृंखलेच्या 13व्या सत्राला पुढे वळत असताना आजच्या आपल्याला लाभलेले गेस्ट स्पीकर माननीय मोहन वाघ सरांचं मला इंट्रोडक्शन करून द्यायला निश्चितच आनंद होईल. प्रत्येक सत्रात आपल्याला नवीन नवीन गोष्टी शिकायला मिळत आहेत. उद्योग, व्यवस्थापन, विज्ञान, तंत्रज्ञान अशा विविध तज्ज्ञ मंडळींकडून गोष्टी आपल्याला शिकतायत आणि आपल्या त्या गोष्टींमुळे विचारात भर पडतोय. तसेच आजच्या सत्रासाठी आपल्या सोबत उपस्थित आहेत एक अत्यंत अनुभवी, बहुपारंगत आणि जागतिक दृष्टिकोन असलेले व्यक्तिमत्व आदरणीय श्री मोहन वाघ सर. सरांना सप्लाय चेन मॅनेजमेंट, संचालन, धोरणात्मक भूमिका, प्रकल्प व्यवस्थापन, FMCG आणि ॲग्रोकेमिकल उद्योग यांसारख्या विस्तृत क्षेत्रात 20 वर्षांहून अधिक अनुभव आहे. सरांचा शैक्षणिक प्रवास सुद्धा अतिशय प्रेरणादायी म्हणता येईल. केमिकल इंजिनिअरिंग नंतर त्यांनी मटेरियल मॅनेजमेंट डिप्लोमा CPSM CPIM USA, वॅरविक युनिव्हर्सिटी येथून सप्लाय चेन डिप्लोमा आणि सध्या MIT येथून मायक्रो मास्टर्स सर करत आहेत. सरांनी एशिया पेंट्स मध्ये प्रोडक्शन प्लॅनिंग ऑफिसर म्हणून सुरुवात केली. त्यानंतर एसएल प्रोपॅक, सिग्नेटा इंडिया व UK मध्ये विविध महत्वाच्या पदांवर कार्यरत आहेत. सध्या सर UK मध्ये ग्लोबल प्लॅनिंग आणि AI प्लॅनिंग अंतर्गत न्यू प्रोडक्ट मॅनेजमेंट इम्प्लिमेंटेशन मध्ये लीड रोल परफॉर्म करत आहेत. अ सप्लाय चेन इज लाईक अ लाईफलाईन, इनविजिबल yet indispensable chain. It works when it breaks, everyone feels it. अशाच या सप्लाय चेनचं विस्तृत असं महत्व सांगण्यासाठी, तसेच त्याचं काय कार्य आहे, जागतिक दर्जावर आपल्याला कोणत्या अपॉर्च्युनिटीज आहे आणि मोठ्या प्रमाणात आपण त्यामध्ये करिअर कसं करू शकतो त्याबद्दल विस्तृत अशी माहिती देण्यासाठी मोहन वाघ सर आज आपल्यासोबत जुळलेले आहे. तरी 13व्या सत्राच्या म्हणजे संवाद शृंखलेच्या आजच्या या 13व्या सत्राला आपण सुरुवात करूया. मी सरांना विनंती करेन की सरांनी आपलं सेशन सुरुवात करा. ओव्हर टू यू सर.
थँक्यू पूर्वा आणि थँक्यू आनंद सर आणि मला इथे अपॉर्च्युनिटी दिल्याबद्दल टू टॉक अबाउट दी सप्लाय चेन. मी मराठी आणि इंग्लिश या दोघांचा मिश्रित वापर करेल प्रेझेंटेशनसाठी आणि तुम्हाला काही क्वेश्चन्स वगैरे असतील त्याबद्दल ॲट द एंड ऑफ द सेशन तुम्ही क्वेश्चन आन्सर विचारू शकता आणि मी माझ्यापरीने पूर्णपणे प्रयत्न करेल की तुमच्या सर्वांची क्वेश्चनचे आन्सर्स देईल. मी स्क्रीन छोटंसं प्रेझेंटेशन बनवलेलं आहे सगळ्यांसाठी की जे तुम्हाला नंतर देखील उपयोगात आणता येईल. सो प्लीज लेट मी नो इफ यू कॅन सी माय स्क्रीन.
Yes, sir.
we can.
Yes, sir. It's
Thank you.
visible.
Yeah.
It's visible.
छोटासा माझ्याबद्दल मी सुरुवात करेल सांगण्याचा. असं जसं पूर्वाने सांगितलं ऑलमोस्ट 20+ इयर्स इन इंडस्ट्री एक्सपिरियन्स आहे, मोस्टली इन ऑपरेशन अँड स्ट्रॅटेजिक रोल्स आणि प्रोजेक्ट मॅनेजमेंटमध्ये. आणि आय वर्क in various companies, mostly in FMCG and agrochemical industry. I completed my chemical engineering, and then, as you see, I have acquired various certifications online and offline through various institutes. So this is just brief about me. I won't need to go into the details of everything because that's not the objective of the today's call. little bit about my career journey. So I started back in 2006 with the Asian Paints Limited. तुम्हा सर्वांना माहिती असेल एशियन पेंट्स ही भारतातली अग्रगण्य पेंट मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग करणारी कंपनी आहे. सो आय स्टार्टेड विथ इन मुंबई, मुंबईमध्ये प्रोडक्शन आणि प्लॅनिंग ऑफिसर म्हणून. त्याच्यानंतर मी एसएल प्रोपॅक विच इज अगेन वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट पॅकेजिंग कंपनी जी आहे. जर तुम्ही जी कुठली टूथपेस्ट किंवा कॉस्मेटिक ट्यूब वगैरे वापरता, जर ती जी ट्यूब मोस्टली आउट ऑफ 4 ट्यूब्स, every three tubes are made of the SL Propack Limited. When I left this organization in 2015, they were manufacturing almost more than 300 million tubes in a month to cater the global and the local market. I was heading their supply chain function for the plant in Wada in Mumbai, and then I got transferred to Chandigarh, which is they're the largest manufacturer plant in the world. Eventually, in 2015, I joined this Syngenta India Limited, which is as a business consultant. I was looking after the all IT transformation project from the production and supply, and then I moved to UK through my same company, Syngenta UK Limited, and worked as an inventory manager and in the planning function role. After 2022, I got the different opportunity to lead the different business vertical, which is the biologicals. So I will just bit of talk about here. तुम्हा सर्वांना माहिती आहे की शेती त्यामध्ये खूप वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची केमिकल्स वगैरे वापरले जातात, पेस्टिसाइड्स, इन्सेक्टिसाइड्स, टू प्रोटेक्ट द क्रॉप फ्रॉम द इन्सेक्ट्स अँड डिसीजेस. जसं आज आपण पुढे जातोय आणि सर्वांना माहिती समजलं जातं की त्या केमिकलचा काय त्याचे दुरुपयोग होत आहेत किंवा त्याचे काय त्याचे काय वेगळ्या प्रकारचे मिसयुजेस होत आहेत आणि त्याच्यामुळे कशा प्रकारे नेचरला इम्पॅक्ट होत आहे. तर त्याप्रमाणे वेगवेगळ्या कंपन्या आज शेतकी त्यामध्ये जे बायोलॉजिकल्स प्रोडक्ट्स मार्केटमध्ये आणतायत. आणि आय वॉज व्हेरी फॉर्च्युनेट दॅट आय गॉट अन अपॉर्च्युनिटी टू लीड दिस न्यू प्रोडक्ट इंट्रोडक्शन फॉर द Syngenta in the European market, and so far I'm still leading that business vertical for Syngenta, but now I'm moving to the more responsibility with the global planning role, which will start from the 1st of July. This is about me, bit of more expertise in the supply planning, operations management, inventory management, and I'd led a lot of projects in my entire career, and I also very much inclined to the data analytics. So this is a bit of more about my expertise in the supply chain. As we begin to the meeting, I just would like to be clear, what do you expect out of this meeting? So I will try to explain a bit of about the basic knowledge about the supply chain. Various roles you can see in the supply chain management if you wanted to prosper in the supply chain management. Then I will also briefly talk about the various courses as you are working in the supply chain function, but I think it's really important for everyone us to keep up to date with the latest technology, latest trends, and the latest knowledge. So I will talk a bit of about the various courses which will help you into progress in career. It helped me as well. Then I will also talk a little bit about the current research is ongoing in the research on this in the supply chain, and then the skills required in this supply chain. Roughly it takes around 30 minutes, and then we will spend some time for the questions and answers. All good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All good, all good. Please go ahead.
All
Please go
good.
ahead.
Thank you. We will begin with because people have various understanding, okay, whether the supply chain management and the logistic management is the same or different thing. So I just try to give you a bit of technical difference between both logistic and supply chain management. And I think during COVID area, everyone has experienced how critical for the supply chain. It starts from the vaccination, which we moved from India to the various parts of the globe globally, how we transport in the cold chain. So all those are the part of the supply chain management. But supply chain management is a broader term. It includes right from planning, sourcing, procurement, conversion, and logistic management activities. While logistic is briefly is all only focus upon the storing and the moving of the goods. So that's the basic difference of the logistic and the supply chain. So logistic management basically is a component of the supply chain. If you talk about the supply chain in details, you see it has made up of the 5 or 6 different processes, which start with the development, planning, sourcing, which is the procurement, making, which is manufacturing, delivery, and returns management. So this is the basic about the supply chain management, and this is defined by the EPICS, which is the umbrella body of the supply chain management. Sorry.
Mohan, carry on. Mohan, carry
Please
on.
continue, sir. Please continue.
Yeah.
Admin.
I think, yeah, thank you. It involves the material flow, which as a customer we procure, and then involves the financial flow, which is we pay to the supplier, and then the information exchange. So these are the basic 3 important key components of the supply chain management. What I did now here, as you see these key processes about the planning, sourcing, and making, I will just focus here on the what are the different roles or the careers you can get in the supply chain. So when you talk about the planning, which is more about the demand planning, so when कस्टमर्स वॉन्टेड सम प्रोडक्ट आपण जेव्हा डीमार्ट मध्ये किंवा कुठल्याही सुपर मार्केटमध्ये वगैरे जातो तर तिथे ऑलरेडी सगळे प्रोडक्ट्स वगैरे अवेलेबल असतात. आपण त्यांना ऑर्डर डायरेक्टली डीमार्टला ऑर्डर करतो का? नाही. DMart based upon the local population, local demand, they already do some forecast and then they procure all those material and keep in the inventory so that whenever we go and buy this product. So it's one of the key component of the supply chain is about the buying and the it's about the all demand management and the forecasting. Second key component is about the supply chain is about the sourcing. What do you mean by sourcing? It's all about the procurement. And when you say the procurement is just not the purchasing, but it has the very broad term. I will not go into the details of or the technicalities of things, but just for the considering the audience is very general. It is just all about the purchasing the various raw materials and the packaging material from the supplier and giving to the manufacturing site so that they can produce and deliver to the our customers. Make, as I mentioned, these careers is the process about manufacturing the articles or the products. And if you see, there are the various roles one can get into this, leading right from the operations manager, or plant manager, production manager, scheduler, and then the industrial engineers. Delivery is all about the logistics function, so which is about delivering the product from one location to the another, warehousing. So these are the typical roles which you will find in the supply chain, which is about the logistic operations and the logistic coordination, warehouse management. And return is also part of the logistic function, which is responsible for the getting the returns from the product and storing into the warehousing. Now this, since recently, or maybe in last 10-15 years, you will see there's a lot of boom in the IT industry. While IT work as a support function, it also helps in the supply chain function. And there are a lot of careers which are ongoing in the supply chain with the kind of a business analyst, business consultant roles are there. Then the digital supply chain manager, IT manager. Those are the things which one can get into the supply chain organization in the IT field. Now moving into the more details of why to choose supply chain as a career. First thing, the supply chain career has a very various role. As you see, you can start with the production planning, you can work in the operations, you can work in the logistic procurement. So it has a various various roles which we can get, and we can get like end-to-end knowledge about the how the product is manufactured, how it is delivered, how it is procured, and what are the different requirements of the customer. I think this is the only career role. If you have the knowledge about the end-to-end supply chain, you can really start thinking of your own beginning of your own business, or beginning of your own own enterprise, because you will have all the visibility right from the customer side to the supplier side. So this is the very impressive career. If you see other career path, for example finance or the marketing or any other things, your visibility is quite limited up to that function. As I mentioned here over here, you got a lot of opportunities and the potentials, as there are a number of companies are entering into the market. Supply chain salaries are really quite good, so you can really prosper into the into the market. Globally, supply chain is as Purva mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, supply chain is the lifeline of the whole industry, and which we have seen during the COVID, how it is important for the everyone to survive the supply chain, the efficiency in the supply chain. This is a typical journey how one can prosper when he start with the career, and then let's say after 15-20 years experience, where he can end in the supply chain operations. So if someone is started in the procurement as a buyer, these are the bit of career paths he or she can take, and then they can lead to the different things. So you can see people had seen depending upon the how they develop themselves, and they end up in a supply chain operations director, vice president, director of operations. And if you see on the right hand side here, these are the generally typical journey of the supply chain person. If he goes and you can see, depending upon his experience and the qualification, one can grow to the CEO level, because he gets the all the visibility from the field and the ground. I will just be little focus on this specific function. So when you start with the planning function, this is one of the, when I mentioned planning, it's about if you go to the any industry or any manufacturing site, the people generally, they are the people who plan for the raw material inward, packaging material inward. They also plan for the asset, what how much machine has to be utilized. So these are the generally the roles where the one can begin when he does not or do not have any kind of experience, and slowly he can lead to the different roles as he get the experience, like asset planner, unit planner, supply chain planner, and then planning manager and the planning head. Typically, as I mentioned here, the qualification are preferred by industry, generally the bachelor in engineering or the masters in the operations and the supply chain management. But it doesn't mean that the people who doesn't have bachelors or the masters in the industry, they cannot go into the in the supply chain. They might have to start slow in a small organization, but they will get, as they get the experience and the exposure and they educate themselves, they can get into the supply chain function. This is just the preference, as I mentioned here. In the procurement, one can start with the buying as a buyer, which is talks. The buyer is the person who generally discusses with the supplier, try to arrange the raw material and the packaging material delivery to the factory as per the requirement of the customers. Again, if you see the skills required, the person should able to negotiate the prices, the delivery schedule with the customer. He should able to see what is going on in the industry, and how can he protect the manufacturing the machines, and non-idling of or the idling of the machines because of the lacking of the raw material and packaging material. Sorry, logistic. So this is again the important part of the supply chain, and logistics is all about managing the product delivery to the customers, and also the inbound, which is about the getting the deliveries from the customers to the manufacturing site. Responsibility, as I mentioned, he has to manage day-to-day operations, contracting, cost control, and the compliance with the various rules and regulations of the government. The skills required, he should be address the operations requirement. So you need to be on toe, you need to understand what is going in the logistic industry, the rates and the freights, all those things he should be able to know about the logistic industry. Moving from the operations world, I will just focus on the briefly upon the IT world. Now, what are the difference? Because people are interested in the IT things. So, what are the different roles one can get into the IT? They can be IT consultant, business consultant, they can be a developer in the supply chain, because there are a lot of softwares which are used in the industry, which are used for the supply chain. And I think these are the key roles where in the supply chain IT industry people can get. The responsibility include they has to manage the IT projects, then ERP, which is like SAP kind of systems to upgrade and roll out, business consulting, and then offer the expertise or the consulting to the clients. Generally, the people who have basic supply chain experience, they can opt for into the IT world if they have the basic IT knowledge, and they can gain real expertise in the supply chain management. Purva, are we on time or we are lacking, just to ensure?
Yes, sir. Okay.
On
We are
time,
going-
sir.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, thank you. Now, as we've seen everything about the different roles and the career paths in the supply chain, I will just talk about the different learning opportunity in the supply chain. So this is mainly focused not for the graduates or the people who are still need to finish their graduation or the masters, but basically this is once you finish the graduation and you're entering into the industry for the job. I think it's really important, and we know that how we need to keep upgrading ourselves. And these are the few courses which are really will take you to the next level of the career of the supply chain. And these are the very specific courses I just mentioned, the top-notch courses in the industry or in the global, where they will get recognized in the industry. So this is, I will start with the supply chain micro masters. So this is a very important course. This is offered by the MIT USA. And as you see, the course duration is 9 to 18 months. One need to spend 8 to 10 hours per week, but it requires more time. I believe I did like few courses out of these things. Uh, and this is the online course which are offered by the EDX platform. These are the, I think, considering the knowledge and the content of the course, probably the cost they occur, it is very minimum. If you see, they generally start with the supply chain analytics, which is SC0X, and you can understand the difference about the different analytics and probabilities and the optimization modules. Just to be sure, one need to be really good in mathematics. If you wanted to apply for this course, your mathematics has to be really strong. So people who have the BSc in mathematics or stats, they can really go for this kind of courses so that it will be helpful. But your fundamentally mathematics has to be strong before you apply for this course. Then you have the supply chain fundamentals, supply chain design, dynamics, and the final exam, which is CFX. The unique thing about this course is about once you finish up all these final exams with the marks, you get an opportunity to go to the US to learn the other half of the course, which is after finishing your projects, you will get the masters from the MIT. And I do not have to tell here all the people like how prestigious the MIT University in the USA. I mean, once you pass this course, probably there will be the companies will be laying the red carpet for you to get to come to join them. Such a prestigious university is and we are the best thing about this course. Once you as you learn, you will get connected with the whole world. So there are people who are joining from the Korea to the Japan to the USA, India, and Africa and USA, UK, all from the Europe. So you will get connected to the networking of the various people, and then you will really gain the knowledge about the supply chain. So if someone is really interested into the supply chain and someone has, let us say, 3 to 5 years of experience and good mathematical background, I think this course is for them. Just a bit of focusing upon how many people has completed or has enrolled this course so far. I think I got to know about this course about 2016, but you see how many numbers of people has the popularity of the course. This number tells. These are the another courses which the MIT is offering, and I just mentioned about the Masters in Supply Chain Management, and then MIT Malaysia, then MIT Spain. You can also enroll. Those are the residential programs, but the online you can also go for the Arizona State University in USA. Moving to the next course, which is again the certification in the supply chain, which is the online, and I completed one of the certification from the ASM. This is again the global body. This nowadays mostly top multinational companies in the India and abroad, they are asking the people to join if they have any the certification from the ASM, any of the certification, which could be CPIM, which is certified in planning and inventory management, or depending upon one's interest, one can also go for the transformation in supply chain management, supply chain professionals, and logistic and transportation distribution. So this is again very top notch and the very upgraded course. It really helps you to understand the real supply chain, the basics and the fundamentals of the supply chain. People have roughly around 5 to 10 years of experience can really opt for the certification. This is really helpful for their careers. The data shows once you have this course, people generally get in 18 to 20% of this salary hike if they go and apply for the next company based upon this certification, just to give you the financial context. So what is this course covers in CPIM? I will just talk about only one course, which is the CPIM, which I myself did. So you will know about the supply chain and the strategy, sales and operation planning, how demand is to be managed, supply operations, detailed scheduling, distribution, and the role of quality, technology, and continuous improvement in the supply chain. The another course which is I will talk about the CPSM. This is also I have completed from ISM USA. There's a lot of centers in the Pune and Bombay about this course where you can go and apply for the exam. This is the really good course if you wanted to know about the internationally rules and regulations and the international compliance methods. So this course generally covers the sourcing, category management, negotiations, legal and contractual. I think this is really important for the piece of the supply chain. You will get real knowledge about what are the requirements in Europe and across the world about the contractual requirements of the supply chain. You will also gain some knowledge about the financial cost and price management and the quality management apart from the other topics. This is a basically capability module. So if you learn about this or you get certification about these courses, you will get those business and business acumen and the leadership style. So basically, these are the core competencies you will gain once you get this certification from the ISM. Why I'm very focusing or maybe focusing upon this or why I chose these models or this certification, because I did myself these courses and I can really value the knowledge which I gained through the supply chain. and it also helped me to navigate to the next level in my career. So and that is the whole reason I just did not picked up from the Google and just put it here, but I'm talking throughout my own experience. This slide is just talk about the what are the ongoing research in the supply chain. So a lot of digital transformation is happening. So in Europe generally, the product needs the end customer needs to know. I'm just giving an example that where this product is sourced, where the raw material has been sourced. So they need to know. For example, you are buying any tomatoes, for example, on a packaging, end customer like us, when we buy the tomatoes from the supermarket, there will be kind of a labeling which is called a track and trace. So I can know by tracing that label or that barcode, this tomato is sourced from Morocco or from the Africa or from Spain, and which farmer at what point of time this tomato was sourced, what are this value chain or where it has gone through. So all those kind of things require the IT expertise, and these are the part of the whole supply chain. So all those requirement which are put by the government, the supply chain can play a crucial role here in terms of getting those track and trace requirements in the in on the packaging. So these are the researchers, a lot of researchers are going on in terms of digital transformation and the machine learning techniques. People are using now artificial intelligence for the demand planning and forecasting. So these are the blockchain which are help to track and trace and to ensure the shipments are reached, to reduce the documentation. If you know, in the customs, when you ship product from one country to another country, there are a lot of documentation are required, and it's a lot of delays happening because of that. So blockchain is helping to avoid all those details and track your shipment from origin country to the destination country to the customer. Uh, so these are the bit of me. We have the big data and impact in DDMRP, which is like demand-driven material resource planning. And then we have the operations and supply chain management. So a lot of research is going on in terms of the IT. I will not go into the details of the things, but probably people can ask me questions after the session. Okay, now maybe as we are ending to the slide, I will just talk about like what you require to be, what are the skills required for the supply chain. So one really need to be your intelligent question, as I mentioned here, ability to see the big picture, where as you grow into your career path, you need to be able to be really troubleshooting and able to solve the problem. The communication is really important piece of every career. I think that's really important here. And then the critical thinking. So these are the basic skills required for if you wanted to be really supply chain expertise, or you wanted to have the career in the supply chain. Just summarizing on roles. What are the traditional roles here? As we see, planning, procurement, functions, supply operations, logistic, warehousing. But as you get the experience, probably these are the different sets of role. You can be like you can share your expertise and train other people as a center of excellence. Digital supply chain, you could be strategic supply chain manager, key account management, business consultant, project management, and the CI leads. So these are the modern roles which are transforming once you gain the experience in the supply chain. Oh, sorry. Just finishing on the career pathway, the message for the all. Sorry. Yeah. If you wanted to be a good career, you wanted to be a good career. Try to find your passion, what you wanted to become. See what is really happening around us globally. See where you fits exactly, what you wanted to achieve in the life. Define success for you. It's everybody's success definition is different, and start what we have rather than creeping what you do not have. And remember, Rome is not built in a day. It takes time to form a good career. and then focus one step at a time. The keep upgrading yourself is really important in the competitive market. Tool for the success, this is generic irrespective of the supply chain career. I will say the communication skill, and I think I see people from the different parts of the India have joined from the what I learned probably, and what is not in our curriculum, we have never been taught about the importance of the communication skill. If you wanted to work on an international level, I think this is really the most important skill one should have. If you I think everyone here probably will understand how important to talk about the English language, and probably if one can really speak multiple language, these are the really important thing here. And probably as you get into the industry, integrity to the yourself, your family, your company, I think you must have. And then probably connecting with the different people, expertise, and then keep upgraded yourself and up to date. I will end up with this slide over here, and probably will open for questions answers. And I would like to thank you again for your patience and listening me here.
Thank you so much, sir. Absolutely a wonderful session, I must say. एक छान मास्टर क्लास झाला आपला सप्लाय चेन मॅनेजमेंटवर. खरोखर जो एक क्रिटिकल टॉपिक असतो इन कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड सुद्धा की सप्लाय चेन आहे काय आणि त्यामधले जे काही कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज असतात ते खूप सिम्पली आम्हाला इंटरप्रेट झाले. आय मस्ट से मला आणि इतर स्टुडंट्सला पण सिमिलरली त्या गोष्टी झाल्या असतील. तर आजचं आपण सेशन मधल्या काही क्वेश्चन्स असतील, क्वेरीज असतील स्टुडंट्सला, तर आपण ओपन करूया क्वेश्चन आन्सर सेशन. सो कोणाला क्वेश्चन्स असतील तर त्यांनी हँड रेस करावे आणि आपण ते क्वेश्चन्स विचारू. क्वेश्चन्स? So before any question, मी एक क्वेश्चन विचारू इच्छिते ओव्हरऑल दिस सेशन. पर्टिक्युलरली आपण केमिकल इंजिनिअरिंग केली, देन आफ्टर सर्टिफिकेट्स इन मॅनेजमेंट अँड ऑल. तर मीन्स इन द UK मध्ये ब्रॉड मार्केट आहे, लाईक सर्टिफिकेशन जरी केलं, बट वन्स यू आर स्किल्ड पर्सन यू गेट अ गुड अपॉर्च्युनिटी इन द इंडस्ट्री. बट पर्टिक्युलरली इन इंडिया they are preferring to the tax like IIM tax and like better tier 1 colleges tax. So Indian market मध्ये relevant आहे का? Means if we want to step into the corporate world with the certification without any MBA or a reputed institute degree.
Thanks, Pura, for your question. So, see, world is changing at very fast speed. So when I started, probably the graduation was the enough for the to enter into the corporate world. Nowadays, probably companies are preferring the master level of qualification. Maybe at some point of time, or maybe in the advanced countries like USA or the European countries, people are having double master rates, or people are like students like having the PhD as well when before they going into the job. In the Indian market, definitely, if you have the graduation bachelor's, probably I will recommend, if you can go for the master's, complete your master's first. And on talking about the certifications, see, your experience and your exposure and your knowledge is really important. What happens with the certification? Definitely, you get the fundamental and the more clarity of the concepts or whatever you do in the industry. So we do certain work in the industry, but we never understand why we are doing this. When you learn about this, or why this is happen, or why company has doing this or what that, when you learn about the certification, you get to about that why, and then you can speak very authoritatively with the people and with the knowledge about having the certifications. As I mentioned, many companies, if you do not have the masters, but if you have the certifications from the ASM or the ISM, you say, they at least they will call for the interview. If the people do not have the certifications, many companies, like big companies, for example, Mahindra and Mahindra, or like those companies, they will not really consider even the applications, because you do not have, or you lack the fundamental knowledge about the topic, and nobody has knowledge or time probably to get some fresher people and to train them, and then people over a period of time they will leave after 6 months or 1 year. So probably that's why this having the certification is added value to your career, and knowledge never gets in vain. Thank you.
Right.
Exactly. Thank you so much for the answer, sir. Really satisfied with the answer. नेक्स्ट प्रश्न आपण शारदा वहिलेंचा घेऊया. श्रद्धा,
श्रद्धा, you speak.
म्यूट आहे श्रद्धा, तू अनम्यूट कर आणि क्वेश्चन विचार.
Hello, sir. I'm agriculture graduate. I have just completed my bachelor's degree, but I want job in management. Uh, but I haven't done my MBA, and I don't have any plan to do it. But can I do this supply chain micro master's course by MIT, which you have mentioned, without having any experience? As you mentioned that we need 3 to 5 years of experience before doing that course.
You can do, Shraddha, but the challenge I feel the understanding the concepts of the supply chain will be really difficult. I mean, you can pass, let us say, 1 or 2 module, but the complexity level of those courses, the experience is one of the critical thing. Second thing, I know I myself learn in India. My all education happened in Mumbai and Pune. The real knowledge about these concepts, okay, even in the concept which we have been taught in the school, those concepts we are not really fundamental. So we just mugged up and then we apply for the exam and then we pass and then move on. To get this certifications from the MIT, one really need to be understand about these fundamental concepts about, for example, आपण maths मध्ये slope शिकलेलो चढ. So I never understood during my school or college time what it mean by that and how it is helpful, and I was really struggling during when I completed few courses from the MIT to understand about what it mean by that. So my recommendation, if you wanted to test the water, probably MIT can offer the free courses, okay, the same supply chain macro masters, they called as an audit course. You can enroll yourself and then see if you are able to understand those concepts, you are able to pass that exam, and then if you feel comfortable, then you can learn for the certification course. But audit course is a good start for you to test the water where you stands in terms of gaining that. But it's a really wonderful course for the people who has experience and good of understanding of the mathematics.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Shraddha, go ahead.
Actually, I was disconnected because of network issue, but I will listen it from YouTube.
Recording
Thank
you
you.
listen.
Yeah.
You listen to recording. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
नेक्स्ट प्रश्न माननीय श्री आनंद गानू सरांचा.
Mohanji, thank you very much. You discussed about the supply chain management, how it can help in career, but those who want to be entrepreneurs or self-employed, त्यांना supply chain management मध्ये कोर्सेस सर्टिफिकेशन साठी नाही, पण आपला बिझनेस चांगला करण्यासाठी जर करायचे वापरायचे असतील तर त्यासाठी यांनी नॉलेज हे कोर्स करूनच घ्यावं का त्यासाठी काही दुसरे काही रिसोर्सेस आहेत?
I will say की supply chain, जसं मी म्हटलं, it's a really broad, and if you wanted to a really good let's say business establish वगैरे करायचं आहे, okay, with my experience I say these courses really help. This ISM, for example, if you wanted to expand internationally, you will get a lot of knowledge about the international rules and regulations for some countries, what they require, the customs what they require. So a lot of rules and regulations, their traditions, their customs, so you will get a lot of knowledge. So I think learning these courses is really helpful, and I see many senior people, maybe they are already having their own businesses but realize that if they would have got it, they would have a better position of this thing. So I think employing or getting knowledge through these courses is really helpful. But if they have another aspects like learning practically through the colleges or through this kind of seminars or through consultancy, that will be also helpful. But this courses, whatever I mentioned, I was very choosy in terms of picking the courses here, as really are the wealth of knowledges one can gain from these courses.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, another question from the chat box, sir. From the Mihir Bhede. त्यांचं म्हणणं असं आहे की how the role of a logistic manager will you define in delivery and return functions?
See, logistic manager is the one of the, let us say, the key function here, because depending upon company to company it varies, but he could be responsible from the warehousing to the arrangement of the fleets to the delivery to the customer, inventory management, all those things. So these are the more operational roles. But in the returns as well, nowadays, I mean, I don't see returns is a very established topic in India, unless it is business to business, and there is a quality issues. But if you see in the Europe and UK, if you are a normal customer, you go to the supermarket, you open the packet, and you do not like it, you can go to the superstore and return it, open the packet. Even it is open, they will full refund. There are a lot of initiatives are going on in Europe and UK to reuse the empty packaging or those kind of things. So when you talk about the returns process or the returns topic in the logistic, probably it has a really broad concept. In Indian context, in the Indian context, probably it would not is not really efficient, or it is not very well established. But probably in European context, it is really very well established. So answer to your question, Mihir, probably return is one of the key aspect, but he has to be very thoroughly understand about the return process and the requirements of the customs and what you can do, sustainability, all those kind of things. I hope I managed to answer your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the answer. Yeah.
कोणीतरी परत हँड रेज केला होता, आय थिंक सो.
संग्राम
Solanki.
या संग्राम, या. Sangram, go ahead.
Sir, my question is, after I complete this course, I have any opportunity in Indian corporate or not? Or supply chain in India, this sector majorly is unorganized. And at a resourcing various raw material, as aspect the business point of view, there is no proper tagging, and also the facing problems like raw material are under provided license categorized.
Sangram, so I can definitely talk about these courses, and as I mentioned, if you have learned these courses, you will get a lot of knowledge, and it will definitely help you to grow on the corporate ladder. But as I mentioned, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a bit of time. The CPSM course I completed in 2017, probably, and that was one of the reason my company chose me to move to the UK. After that, they also offered me different courses, and they sponsored me on the CPIM and various other courses. And they're still sponsoring few other courses, which I haven't mentioned over here. But if you wanted to grow to the corporate ladder, yes, these courses will help you. And yes, I agree with you. In India, a lot of things are really unorganized. But probably I think that is the really key for us, for all supply chain professionals, to try to remove the inefficiency and try to make it more organized as we learn and earn those experience or the expertise in the supply chain.
Next question, the DG Fondekar sir answer. Sir.
Sir, you are saying that there are different courses. Of course, majority of those are either from MIT or compatible institutions. माझा प्रश्न असा आहे की आमची ही जे स्टुडंट्स आहेत हे प्रिडॉमिनंटली महाराष्ट्रातले आणि त्यातले रुरल एरियातले आहेत. आणि त्यांची मनीषा अशी असेल की हा कोर्स केल्यानंतर आपण एका कॉर्पोरेट चॅनेलमध्ये, सप्लाय चेन रिलेटेड कॉर्पोरेट चॅनेलमध्ये एंट्री घेऊ आणि त्यामध्ये आपलं करिअर करू. बट आफ्टर ग्रॅज्युएशन व्हॉट विल बी माय, म्हणजे ज्यावेळी मी हे कोर्स करायला मागतोय त्यावेळी माझी त्यावेळी एक आर्थिक कुवत किती असली पाहिजे, सो आय कॅन कम्प्लीट दिस कोर्सेस अँड विथ अ कॉन्फिडन्स आय कॅन एंटर इन अ चॅनेल. म्हणजे आर्थिक कुवत किती असली पाहिजे?
खूप चांगला प्रश्न आहे सर. आणि मला खरं आवडेल हा प्रश्न आन्सर करायला. जसं मी सांगितलं, हे जे कोर्सेस वगैरे आहेत, ऍटलिस्ट जेव्हा तुम्ही ग्रॅज्युएशन कम्प्लीट करता त्याच्यानंतर जर इमिडिएटली जर तुम्ही कोर्स किंवा ग्रॅज्युएशन करताना तुम्ही जर हा कोर्स अपलोड केला तर तुम्हाला त्यातला फारसा व्हॅल्यू ॲड भेटणार नाही. ऍटलिस्ट यू नीड 3 to 5 years ऑफ एक्सपिरियन्स इन दी सप्लाय चेन. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टँड व्हॉट इज रिअली गोइंग ऑन इन द इंडस्ट्री, हाऊ दी परचेस ऑर्डर इज रेस्ट टू दी सप्लाय, त्याचं मटेरियल कसं येतं, त्याचं स्केड्यूल कसं येतं, फॅक्टरीमध्ये प्रोडक्शन कसं होतं, हे तुम्हाला अंडरस्टँड होणं फार गरजेचं आहे. त्याच्यामुळे आय विल रिकमेंड 3 to 5 years एक्सपिरियन्स असलेल्या माणसाने जर हे कोर्स सुरुवात केली तर दॅन त्याचं करिअर पुढे प्रॉस्पर होईल. जे मी तुम्हाला रोल सांगितले की सिनियर मॅनेजर, सप्लाय चेन मॅनेजर किंवा व्हाईस प्रेसिडेंट डायरेक्टर, सो दिस कोर्सेस विल हेल्प यू टू दी टॅकल. सो आय विल से की हे जे कोर्सेस मी रिकमेंड केलेले आहेत ते मिड करिअर टू हायर करिअरसाठी रिकमेंड केलेले आहेत. कमिंग बॅक टू दी त्याचे फी आणि ती and I think this was also I faced myself when I was in Pune. The CPSM course, which is I think I didn't choose the CPIM and I chose the CPSM at that point of time, is only because of the cost, because I couldn't afford that much of cost of the CPIM. CPSM course हा साधारणतः तुम्हाला I do not know the prices now, but जेव्हा मी 17-18 जेव्हा केला होता साधारणतः 50,000 च्या आसपास मला टोटल एक्सपेन्सेस वगैरे आले होते. बट आय गॉट दॅट फुल सर्टिफिकेशन फ्रॉम दॅट. CPIM कोर्स जो आहे, जो ASM प्रोव्हाइड करते, त्यांचे ते कोर्स फार महागडे आहेत. साधारणतः 1.5 ते 2 लाख रुपये एका सर्टिफिकेशनची फी आहे. आणि इफ यू फेल दॅट इन पर्टिक्युलर एक्झाम यू हॅव टू रिअपिअर अगेन. सो इट्स अप टू इंडिव्हिज्युअल चॉईस की जेव्हा आपण मी म्हणून म्हटलं की जेव्हा 3 ते 5 वर्षाचा एक्सपिरियन्स असतो, आपण एक रिझनेबल सॅलरी आपण अर्न करत असतो आणि फॉर आपल्या करिअर प्रोग्रेशनसाठी जे मी माझ्यासाठी स्वतः ते केलं की माझ्या सॅलरी लाईक थोडासा छोटासा पार्ट प्रत्येक मंथला मी सेव्ह करत गेलो की जेणेकरून हे करिअर कोर्सेस मी अफोर्ड करू शकू. जर मी आज विचार केला बॅकली, जर मी हे नसतं केलं आणि मी फक्त माझ्या केमिकल इंजिनिअरिंग डिग्रीवरच अवलंबून राहिलो असतो, आय वुड से की आय वुड हॅव रीच टू दी हाईट्स वेर आय हॅव रीच नाव. Probably I think it's up to the individual ki how committed they are in terms of their career and what they wanted to see themselves and their family to achieving. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir, surely. Because in the upgradation of my knowledge as well as career, I need to think the cost factor
Yes,
also.
yes. But I can tell you, once you have these courses, the gain you get from out of these courses is 100 times more than what you spend. That's I can 100% tell you. So do not think like what you are investing. I know cost is really important for everyone, for me as well. But probably I think any investment in gaining knowledge, education never gains in vain. आणि मी तुम्हाला जस्ट एक एक्झाम्पल मी देतो, जे मी रिडिंग कुठेतरी केलं. स्टीव्ह जॉब्स, ऍपलचा जो फाउंडर आहे, वेन ही पास्ट और ही वॉज त्याचं ग्रॅज्युएशन कम्प्लीट झालं नव्हतं किंवा त्याने ऑप्ट आउट केलं होतं ग्रॅज्युएशन कारण त्याच्याकडे पैसे नव्हते, व्हॉट एव्हर रिझन, ही लर्न दिस कॅलिग्राफी ऍट दॅट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. आणि जर तुम्ही जर ऍपलचे जर फॉन्ट्स जर बघितले, देर आर कपल ऑफ फॉन्ट्स विच ही डेव्हलप बिकॉज ही लर्न दॅट कॅलिग्राफी ऍट दॅट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. आणि आय डू नॉट हॅव टू टेल यू की ऍपल इज वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट electronic or the mobile manufacturing company having more than 1 trillion turnover, which is 1/3 of like our India. So such a big company, such a big founder, and he used that knowledge he gained in such a small course out of it.
नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन घेऊ आपण श्रद्धाचं आणि वी विल एंड दिस सेशन. श्रद्धा.
श्रद्धा प्रश्न विचार. कंटिन्यू.
श्रद्धा क्वेश्चन विचार.
अनम्यूट.
सर, जसं तुम्ही इम्फॅसिस केलं की 3 to 5 इयर्सचा एक्सपिरियन्स हवा, पण माझ्याकडे तो एक्सपिरियन्स नाही किंवा मला सप्लाय चेन मॅनेजमेंट मध्ये जॉब ऑफर्स नाही येत, म्हणजे खास करून मार्केटिंग लेवलचे जॉब येत आहेत. तर मग त्याचा उपयोग होईल का मला सप्लाय चेन मॅनेजमेंट मध्ये अप्लाय करण्यासाठी किंवा त्या एक्सपिरियन्सचा मी त्यातून काही शिकू शकेल का?
सो डेफिनेटली श्रद्धा, जेव्हा तुम्ही एखाद्या इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये काम करता, सगळे फंक्शन्स हे एकमेकांशी लिंक्ड असतात. जेव्हा माझा जो करिअर आता जो माझा एक्झॅक्ट प्रोफाईल वगैरे आहे, आय वॉज वर्किंग इन दी सप्लाय चेन फंक्शन इन अ सप्लाय चेन एक्सपर्ट. बट आम्ही नवीन बिझनेस जो केला आमच्या कंपनीने बायोलॉजिकल्स प्रोडक्टचा, तेव्हा माझी पूर्णपणे टीम ही टेक्निकल टीम होती आणि मार्केटिंगची टीम होती. सो आय वॉज वर्किंग विथ दी सप्लायर्स अँड दी कस्टमर्स इन अ मार्केटिंग टीम. सो इवन आय हॅव दी सप्लाय चेन एक्सपिरियन्स, आय वॉज वर्किंग इन अ मार्केटिंग फंक्शन. जर तुम्हाला सप्लाय चेन मध्येच करिअर करायचं आणि जेव्हा तुम्हाला सप्लाय चेनचा एक्सपिरियन्स नाहीये, पण तुम्ही एखाद्या फंक्शन मध्ये आहात, यू कॅन ऑलवेज अप्रोच युअर कंपनी अँड से की मला सप्लाय चेन मध्ये इंटरेस्ट आहे आणि मला सप्लाय चेन मध्ये करिअर करायचं आहे आणि त्याच्यासाठी मी हे एफर्ट्स घेत आहेत. हे जे मी करिअर्स, जे तुम्हाला कोर्सेस मी सांगितलेत, हे मी सांगितलं 3 to 5 इयर्स नंतर एक्सपिरियन्स. पण जर तुम्हाला बेसिक फंडामेंटल अंडरस्टँडिंग करायचं तर एक इन्स्टिट्यूट आहे मुंबई पुण्यामध्ये, इंडियन इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ मटेरियल्स मॅनेजमेंट, जे तुम्ही तिथे जॉईन करू शकता. त्यांचे क्लासेस आहेत आणि जे मी पण कोर्स केला होता मटेरियल मॅनेजमेंट इनिशियली, जेव्हा माझं ग्रॅज्युएशन झालं होतं आणि मला ह्या कोर्सेस बद्दल माहिती नव्हती किंवा माझी कॅपॅसिटी नव्हती फायनान्शियल ते कोर्सेस करण्याची. आय स्टार्टेड स्लोली विथ दी इंडियन इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ मटेरियल्स मॅनेजमेंट. त्यांचा 2 वर्षाचा मी ग्रॅज्युएट डिप्लोमा केला मटेरियल्स मॅनेजमेंटमध्ये. आय अंडरस्टँड की फंडामेंटल नॉलेज अबाउट दी सप्लाय चेन, पण आय ऑल्सो अंडरस्टँड द सेम टाइम की ते जे नॉलेज आहे, इट इज नॉट इक्विव्हॅलंट टू द इंटरनॅशनल सर्टिफिकेशन. It's a very primary or very fundamental knowledge. So those deployment in material management will not help you to get the job at international level. You have to have, or maybe in a corporate world, that will enhance your possibility to get job in the supply chain. So you need to start slowly somewhere and then try to see where you can leverage your potential.
थँक्यू सर.
Thank you.
जस्ट 2 मिनिटात एक पॉइंट सांगतो. गरजे मराठीचे मनोज वाघ, डॉक्टर मोहन वाघ, डॉक्टर मनोज प्रभाकर कुलकर्णी हाँगकाँगचे, नंतर USA मध्ये आपले केदार पळसुळे आणि निलय गोसावी, असे 5 जण मिळून आपण सप्लाय चेन मॅनेजमेंट मध्ये इंट्रोडक्शन टू द ऍक्च्युअल कोर्स आपण थोड्याच दिवसामध्ये तो आपण अनाऊन्स करतोय आणि त्याला लोकांना एनरोल करता येईल. पण एनरोल करण्यासाठी फार स्ट्रिक्ट अशी गुगल फॉर्म आणि आम्ही स्क्रुटिनी करणार आहोत. सो सगळ्यांनी याचा फायदा घ्यावा. मी नंतर आपल्या ग्रुप्सवरती टाकीन. आपापल्या ग्रुपचे जे लीडर्स आहेत त्यांनी इंटर्न आपल्या ग्रुपमध्ये सगळ्यांना कळवावं. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ बिग अपॉर्च्युनिटी. तो पुढल्या 2 आठवड्यामध्ये आपले जे काय आपण 5,000 शाळा आपण म्हणतो आपल्याशी कनेक्टेड आहेत, त्यांच्याकडनं मला ह्या गुगल फॉर्म मध्ये इंट्रोडक्शन टू AI ॲज वेल ॲज सप्लाय चेन मध्ये जर कोर्सेस करायचे असतील तर त्याच्यासाठी मला इनपुट मिळाले पाहिजेत. मी ते फॉर्म सरांना सांगून आपापल्या प्रत्येक ग्रुपवरती टाकीन. एक छोटासा माझा इंट्रोडक्टरी व्हिडिओ सुद्धा टाकणार आहे. सो आपले 36 जिल्ह्यातनं मला रिस्पॉन्स येणं गरजेचं आहे. हे मी पुन्हा सांगतो की लोकांनी, इतकी मोठी माणसं वेळात वेळ काढून येतात. मी सकाळी 6 वाजता जॉईन होतो, लोक रात्री 11:30 वाजता सुद्धा तुमच्याशी बोलण्यासाठी जॉईन झालेले आहेत. सो लोकांनी इन्व्हॉल्व्ह व्हावं अशी विनंती. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच.
आणि आम्ही हा कोर्स कोविड मध्ये आम्ही चौघांनी रन केला होता.